While we knew the Queen's health was in decline, there perhaps would never be enough preparation for Her Majesty's passing. On the throne for 70 years, the monarch worked up until her final days when she swore in new British Prime Minister Liz Truss. Tributes continue to soar in far and wide for the sovereign, but none will be more affected than her nearest and dearest family. Last night, Australian time, news broke that Her Majesty's family had been called to her bedside as doctors were monitoring her health. For the royal family, this would be their last moments with the Queen. So quick was the decline in the monarch's health that not all of her loved ones made it to her side in time. Future King William, as well as the monarch's sons Prince Andrew and Prince Edward, and the latter's wife Sophie, Countess of Wessex, arrived to Balmoral after their matriarch had already died. Prime Minister Liz Truss was informed about the death at 4:30 p.m. British time, 2 hours before the palace broke the news to the public. Meanwhile, a plane which carried the four royals touched down at Aberdeen Airport at 3:50 p.m. William then drove a Range Rover with Andrew, Edward and Sophie to Balmoral Castle, which they arrived at just after 5 p.m., 30 minutes after Liz received the news. Missing their final moments with the Queen would have no doubt been heartbreaking for the family. Each member of the monarchy had their own special relationship with Her Majesty. Sophie in particular became something of the 96-year-old's rock towards the end. After the sad passing of the love of the Queen's life, the Duke of Edinburgh, it was reported that Prince Edward's wife became one of the monarch's closest confidants and regularly checked in on her mother-in-law. If you're asking who is Her Majesty's favorite child, it's none of them, it's her daughter-in-law, a courtier told The Sun in 2021. The sentiment was backed by royal commentator Duncan Larcombe, who deemed Sophie the Queen's rock as she adjusted to life without her husband. Since the Duke's death in April, Sophie has driven the 10 miles from her Bagshot Park home to Windsor Castle every few days and most weekends to spend socially distanced time with Her Majesty, the royalist said. And on days she can't get there in person, the Duchess of Wessex has made a point of calling her mother-in-law at least once a day. Meanwhile, royal expert Ingrid Seward spoke in a documentary Edward and Sophie, the Reluctant Royals, about the unprecedented way the Queen gave her daughter-in-law her blessing. The Queen decided that she wanted Sophie to understand what marrying into the royal family meant, Ingrid said, before revealing Her Majesty's unorthodox gesture. What she did, which has never happened before, is she gave Sophie a pass to Buckingham Palace, so it's like being given the key to a front door. Rest in peace, Your Majesty.